Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. We had a lot of rain for the last few days, but now it's like a spectacular Sunday. I've already been down to the park, spent a little time outside, and all is right in the world. Today, I want to talk about how a raw food diet is all about mindset. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down and hit that subscribe button now. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I was thinking about this one last night. I forgot what I was doing. I was laying in bed fiddling with my phone, as most of us do when we're in bed at night. And I just started kind of thinking over the past, thinking back to when I was in Costa Rica and just kind of thinking of the evolution of this raw food thing for me, mostly raw food thing for me. And that's why I talk about it from the aspect that I do, because to be quite honest, I thoroughly believe what I tell you on here. It's more of a psychological thing than learning all the particulars. I mean, you do need to do that, and that's why I stress, get yourself a book, learn a bit of the science of this. But as far as actually following it, putting it into practice, doing what you need to do that's healthy for your body, that's all up here. That's all about mindset. And I don't know, maybe I was also thinking too that maybe people are just ready at a certain time to come to it, because when it happened for me, it was like that. There were just certain things. One of the biggest things I like to talk about when I'm talking about mindset is knowing what your food is. It really helps if in your mind you set parameters, you set boundaries, and you have these things that you just know. I mean, when I first went raw, I used to go downtown. I remember before I went vegan, I used to go downtown San Jose, Costa Rica almost every day. It was kind of part of my day. I'd do my walk around town, and then I'd go to there were all these little pizza places down there where you could buy pizza by the slice. Loved pizza by the slice. Went down for pizza by the slice probably 5 times out of 7 days of the week. Loved it. Didn't love it any less as soon as I went vegan. I mean, I'm not going to tell you that story all of a sudden like, oh no, I didn't, oh, that's gross. No, you don't start eating differently and all of a sudden just say, oh, that's gross. But in my mind, I knew that wasn't my food anymore. And all I had to do was and that was just after the most basic of getting a little bit of education on this lifestyle. Because every time after that, I would eat food, I would imagine, okay, if I take a bite of that, what's it doing? What residue is it leaving in my body? What effects is it having on my body? How does this accumulate over a period of time? And all those things would go through my head. So it was just very cut and dry for me. This is not my food. That's why sometimes I think it's frustrating because I just can't explain it as well when I'm just telling people, well, just like you don't eat cheese. You're a vegan. You don't eat cheese. There's no cravings or addictions or whatever. Once you decide that's just something I don't eat. You don't eat it. Now, I am not perfect. None of us are perfect. Just now, let me clear that up right there when I said you just set a mindset. I didn't set a mindset that I was going to eat perfectly for the rest of my life and boom, like all of a sudden that happened. I just, I set these boundaries, like I say, the big boundaries like that. This is just not my food. And I also have categories, and that has evolved over the years, the things that I eat. But another aspect of the mindset is I'm always choosing what I eat. I want you to listen to that again. I'm always choosing what I eat. I don't eat out of default. I don't eat out of, well, sometimes I do, but then my default is always going to be something that's healthy, like some ice cream that's in the refrigerator, or I make a smoothie because I'm too lazy to make my dinner. But if I eat something that's not the best for me, or that's not something that I eat every day, I'm aware of it, and that's okay. I have certain things in my diet that I will allow on a every once in a while basis. Like when I go to my restaurant in Pensacola, I'll pick up some, more vegan, just like comfort food, more or less. But boom, that's going to be probably once a month type thing. I have. I'm trying to think of what they are. Probably has to do with fat or how much, what a recipe's the composition of it. But there's other things that I don't allow daily, but I will allow from time to time in my life. In other words, that's just my particulars. You have to figure out those particulars for you, but it's all about mindset. Once you set your mind, this is my food. Okay, once you set your mind and this is my food, then you just fill in the blanks from there. Your house, you get rid of what isn't your food. This is going to be a basic one today. You can show your kids this one. Okay, you know your food. Now you're going to go to your house and you're going to get rid of everything that's not your food. Get it out of your house. Okay, if you're living with somebody else, then there's another layer of mindset. Let's say you have a family, or let's say you have roommates that are not vegan or that are not raw vegan. You have to establish that with the common food in the house, or you just have to look at that like, like maybe this roommate's going to slap me, or maybe my family member's going to get really angry if I eat their food anyway, so I can't eat their food. This is their food. This is not my food, but it's still kind of an extension of what I was talking about there. You've defined the parameters in your head of what you eat, what your food is, and then you act accordingly. So you get rid of the bad stuff in your house as much as you can, depending on your living situation. And then you get as much good things in the house as possible. You set yourself up to succeed. That's what everything in life is just setting the stage, making it easier for you. If things are at your fingertips, like right now where I'm sitting, I can see fruit over on my table over there. I can go grab fruit. I can go grab mangoes right now. I can get bananas. There's fruit everywhere. There's stuff at my fingertips in here. There's stuff that's not fruit. I had a little eggplant dip thing for lunch today. That's in the refrigerator. I had a cucumber. I chopped that up. People talk about, oh, my chips. Now, yes, a cucumber is not the same as a chip, but I've always got something for the situation. A lot of times people are like, oh, I don't have anything to dip salsa with, or dip hummus with, or dip this with. Cucumber chips, keeping them around the house. But you make your environment hospitable to the way that you eat now, because you've set your mindset on that. And you can do that as it evolves. Now, in the beginning, it's not going to be as cut and dry as that. You're going to have temptations. You're not going to know exactly what you're doing. But that's another part of the mindset too, is letting go of this quest for perfection. You're not going to be perfect. And especially in the beginning, people beat themselves up, or they just get discouraged and they don't give themselves enough time. You're going to make a lot of mistakes in the beginning. You're going to eat stuff that doesn't work for you. You're going to hear things from people. If you're out there watching YouTube and watching other things, you're going to hear stuff that doesn't work for you. You're going to hear some stuff that works for you. You're going to have to go through that. But it's all going to be a mindset. And it's all going to be about how serious you are about doing this as well. I mean, I see that a lot too. People are like gung-ho in the beginning, but they don't really do anything to make the lifestyle work for them. They just think it's going to just happen. Like, it's going to be just like when they were eating a standard American diet. All of a sudden, it's just going to kind of fall into place. Plus, they don't factor in that, when you're eating standard American diet, or even when you're eating just regular vegan, it's easy to go out and get food. You have to prepare your food. So it's not going to be the same trip. So it's going to be a learning curve in there. And that's where most people get tripped up. It's on the perfection part of it, and getting so down on themselves when they make a mistake. Another one that I think too is like, for most people, I came to this lifestyle when I was 48 years old. And I don't think most people are as old as me when they do this thing. But most people have eaten a standard American diet, or at least eaten crappy food for a long time. You did damage to your body over a long period of time. You're not going to get this overnight. So you have to be a little patient. It's the gung-ho people that tend to fall by the wayside because they come out of the gates too fast. They go too hard. They're trying to be too pure in the beginning. So all in all, to sum this up, just like, I think the healthiest mindset is like to explore, to be open, try different things, learn different things. Look at your first, say, 6 months to a year as you're kind of on training wheels. It's a beginning type thing, but it's all up in here. Once you decide you're going to be fully raw vegan, high raw vegan, 50% raw vegan, not raw vegan, but whole food plant-based, once you set that mindset, then the plan will fall into place after that. But anyhow, just a little talk about the psychological aspect of it. Hope you guys like this one today. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Kind of tongue-tied from that dip. And I'll see you in a couple of days. Peace.